All right, well, we're in the news now.
Yep. Do you have stories? Would you like to start us off?
I can start us off with something that's kind of important,
Okay.
kind of popular. Well, as you know on this show, we like to blast Microsoft every now and then. You know, they don't always produce the best product. They are the biggest company, but not always the best. And this might come as no surprise to some of you. One of the first stories is that Microsoft has now pulled or stopped releasing their Service Pack 1 upgrade for Windows Vista.
Apparently, it was crashing some computers. Is that correct?
Well, you know, Microsoft likes to downplay it, and so according to some things that I've read, immediately upon the release, as soon as they found out that it was causing havoc, when you would install it, you would download it and install it. It would cause some computers to crash, either on restart or immediately after it was started up. So Microsoft has downplayed that, but some other reports that are not from Microsoft, from end users, have claimed that it was almost happening in almost 100% of the systems that were upgraded to Service Pack 1.
I'll have to give them some credit. Upgrading a system with the complete Service Pack isn't that easy of a job. That's plagued operating systems for years. Windows XP, for example, when you upgrade to Service Pack 1, that was always a disaster. Macintosh, they have the same problems.
No, I've not heard of that with Mac. Is that true?
Yeah, you upgrade, you can't just do upgrades from Jaguar to Panther or whatever. I've heard some complaints about that because companies like that...
I did not know that.
Companies cannot account for the end user all the time. People do some really goofy things with their computers, and when they do some major overhauling on the operating system, all the little bugs that they've never thought of come out.
Okay, well, that's true. I mean, Microsoft has been plagued by this in a variety of different operating systems. Obviously, XP, when XP was first released, and the first Service Pack for that was released, same thing there as well. So that's kind of where we are. Just be very careful. If you do have Vista on your machine and you haven't yet upgraded to Service Pack 1, don't do it just yet. Hold off on that.
That's true with all operating systems. When you're doing major changes, be wary. There could be problems.
Exactly. Okay, what else do you have there?
All right, I got a new announcement. Just I think it's hot off the presses. Google Summer of Code is going to be on for 2008. Google Summer of Code is when a bunch of students and mentors get together to program some open source projects.
Oh.
So it's really great. So far, over 1,500 students have done it over the past, I think they've been doing it for 3 years.
And what are they programming?
They all program open source code, so it's helpful for everyone, really.
We like that open source stuff.
It's open source projects. It's created such things as OpenOffice.org, your cheap free equivalent to Microsoft Office for students. And so what they do is they select, everyone makes an application. They select about, I think last year was 90, so this year they said it's going to be doing a lot more. I'm not too sure how many.
And these are different projects. These are different programs, not just a particular.
Yes,
like
it's
an operating
anything.
system?
It's anything. So, students first are accepting applications for mentors. So if you have a company or you have a lot of elite programmers and a guru, then you may apply to be a mentor. And then soon they'll be accepting applications for students. And the reward is $4,500 to anyone who gets it. And they have to, of course, they have to have a strong plan. They want a group of kids with a lot of determination, maybe a good background, and a timeline.
And so this is to design up new open source programs.
It could be anything.
That's interesting.
They want some real radical ideas. You know, Google is a real radical company.
Sure, that's true, and they're looking for students that have young, fresh ideas. And speaking of students, actually, you know, we're working along with the students at Cypress Bay High School. You know, we've got the Cypress Bay laptops here. We're talking about it all show, and we will probably be taking in and offering an internship for a student, or maybe even a couple of students from Cypress Bay High, you know, over the summer.
Well, back onto the Google of Code, Summer of Code. Let's see. I think I will actually be submitting a project to them.
Really?
Yep.
And what will that project entail? Can we say it on TV?
Yeah.
On this show, or do we have to wait till the later version of the show?
No, I've got some ideas of what I want to do. I've been working on some music servers.
Yes, you have.
There's a lot of issues with it. Mostly legality. You have to do something that's legal. You also want to do something that's radically different. There's a lot of good programs out there that I've been looking at, that I've been analyzing, and I think I want to come together and put them all into one so that people can actually share their music legally.
Very, very cool idea. I know that you have been working on that for a while. What Mike's been doing is, instead of having a file sharing or downloading, you allow streaming. You've set up a temporary streaming site, so that way you can log on and actually stream music right from your machine.
Yeah.
So, and so you're going to be building on that.
Yeah,
cool.
Right now I got my website is starjammers.net. It's a little under construction. It's always changing, obviously, as I find new ideas. But you can go on there if you want to access that because of legal purposes. You have to have a username and password. Send me over an email, and I'll grant you some permission.
Yeah,
you can stream right.
It's
to
very
us.
cool. I've seen it kind of progressing. It's turning out. It's kind of cool idea.
I'll be getting some of my friends in there. It's going to be a big project.
Cool, awesome. Do you have more on that, or?
I think I'm all done with that.
Okay, some more things. I like to not only kind of put the screws to certain big corporations, but the biggest corporation is our government. And this has been going around for a while. Just want to mention it again. There were some issues with the White House email. Legally, the White House, as all government offices, are required by law to save all of electronic correspondence, email,
Yes.
et cetera, and things like that. And if you don't already know this, you've maybe been sleeping under a rock, but it's been out in the news for a while, and I'm going to re-mention it again, that it is now found that the White House has illegally deleted over 10 million email.
I must have been sleeping under a rock.
You didn't know about that, huh? Yeah,
Nope.
I'm not happy about that. That can be a variety of anything there. So that just kind of goes to show you that even though it's a law, I guess some people feel like they're exempt.
I got some news. If you're all done with that, on the MacBook Air.
And that's a very cool setup. The MacBook
The
Air.
AirBook. That's
Yeah.
the official name. A lot of people have been asking me about it, and I kind of didn't know what it was, so I did a little research on it. It's a very, very thin laptop. It's supposed to be really small.
Very thin. Have you seen the commercial? They actually pull it out of an envelope.
Yes.
It's
that thin.
really thin. Now,
It's like 50 sheets of paper.
yeah, that's about right. Now, something that thin. Obviously, we know that these IBM ThinkPads are designed for business use. They're very intensive. As far as their use is concerned,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can kind of knock them around. They're heavy duty, I guess, is the word I'm looking for. But a very thin laptop, is that practical?
I'm not going to lie, I don't have good hopes for it. It's really thin. Macintosh is not really, they got some great revolutionary products, but none of which are really reliable. Their laptops are really great, really revolutionary, but
Right.
not so good on the reliability. IBM definitely has them. IBM is going to be releasing a thin laptop to compete, but obviously IBM does a nice structure on the frame, so they're not going to...
Yeah, I know you like these a
They're
lot.
really
These
great.
IBM ThinkPad. These are your favorite ones, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think the biggest problem with the MacBook Air, it's a great idea, but you have one USB port.
Oh.
That's all. You don't have anything else.
I mean, you could use a USB hub, but that kind of defeats the purpose.
I don't even know you'd have to have a powered USB hub, because this is a laptop.
Well, there's not a lot of room in there. I mean, it really is only, you said like 50 sheets of paper thick, so it's not